All right, we're rolling, brother. Thanks for being here, Chris. Second time.
For real. Happy blessed day. Thank you for having me again.
Absolutely. Dude, you've been busy.
So busy.
I mean, you've been interviewing everybody, I feel like.
For real. Everyone that I can.
Yeah, Caskey was a big one.
For real. Of Cash Money Records.
Yeah, Cash Money Records, dude. How did you become so close with him?
Oh, man. It was wild. Like, we went to the same high school. So I was rocking with him before Birdman and Cash Money signed him.
Oh, wow.
So, like, when he did get signed, it was amazing because, you know, where we're from, Cash Money Records is like rap royalty, you know?
Yeah, I mean, they still are.
Yeah,
they're great, dude.
For real.
Like, legitimate.
For real. So it's just such a beautiful blessing. Then just to follow his career and journey and interview him so many times. And this last show he put on here in Salt Lake City was amazing because he hasn't done a live show in a year. And a lot of people haven't been to a live show in a year due to the COVID.
Yeah.
And so the energy was just amazing. It sold out the last day. There was 300 bodies in the basement.
Wow.
It was hotter than Hades down there. Like, I literally lost like 5 pounds. And we raged our bodies. I almost broke both my legs being close to the stage. And thankfully they let me on the stage behind the DJ. So I was like, yes, best shots ever.
Yeah, no kidding, dude.
For real.
That's sick, man.
For
and
real.
Then and Caskey, yeah, I mean, I just interviewed, there's going to be another, big concert for Utah. They're doing Utah Verse. And this might air after Utah Verse, but they're doing Utah Verse with just a bunch of local talent.
Uh-huh.
And that one's going to be sweet. I think they've got a lot of good, like, local hip hop artists that are going to really step it up. But you're right, dude. This is the first one they've thrown all year, and the first one, I believe, since COVID happened.
For real. And it was like the energy was just unmatched and just like, yeah. And then I ended up being in 2 music videos with them. I was only planning to be in one. Yeah. And then they were like, hey, you want to come to another one? And I was like, sure, why not?
Yeah, dude,
you know, so we ended up filming, I think, for like 4 days straight across 4 locations, and both of them are going globally premiere on World Star. So wow. I'm excited.
That's way sick, dude.
For real.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen Caskey like at Iries.
For real.
And that was sweet, man. Where do you post your interviews? Do you just post them on YouTube?
Yeah, so we have a YouTube channel. We have over 5,000 subscribers now.
Yeah, yeah.
And
I mean, it's a dope YouTube channel. I just maybe I haven't checked in a minute. That's embarrassing, but I just haven't seen the Caskey one. I've seen a couple of them at your place, but
yeah, I think the Caskey one now is up to like 17K views, and
wow,
it was
dude.
amazing because when me and my wife interviewed him there, it was just a dream come true, and it was an honor. It was like it was wild. I was like he's in the building, and we only planned for like 30 minutes tentatively, and because of his schedule and stuff, he ended up being there for like an hour and a half.
Oh wow.
And it was just so cool to just kick it with him fresh off the plane. And it was crazy because he was supposed to perform like the next day, but because of COVID, the governor had shut everything down.
No kidding. That quick?
Yeah.
I mean, he lands and then he gets
it was like 2 days before he came.
Oh, okay.
So it's like, what? So the show got canceled, but he still came out here to conduct business, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Spit verses on tracks, shoot some music videos, do our interview.
Yeah.
And it was wild because normally he doesn't, do an interview off the plane, and he had just did his first album with Yellow Wolf, which he, has been looking up to him forever. So we got like the first interview, fresh off the plane. He had just been working with him for like 3 days straight in the studio. And it was wild because my dad actually died I think like 5 hours later after I interviewed Caskey, so I didn't get a chance to talk to him about it. Yeah, so it's so wild, and for like 3 days straight across all our social medias, our personal and our professionals, I tried to spend as much time as I could. I think I ended up spending like 8 hours a day for 3 days replying back to everyone, and trying to deal with the death of my dad. But it was crazy because I think Caskey helped me get through that, if he wasn't there and stuff, and my dad died that night, I think I went in his bed in his stable.
Yeah, he wouldn't have been in the right mindset or something.
Yeah.
I mean, everything happens. I mean, stuff like that. I mean, it's perfect timing almost. You know what I mean? Like in the sense that like you were able to do the interview. And I know your dad's proud of you. I remember watching you, that whole thing going through Facebook. You know what I mean?
For real. And I appreciate that. And that's why I feel like he was proud of me. And now he's there with me when I do this stuff when he couldn't be there with me.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
And it's so wild because like I just got to hang out with Caskey for like a week. And then I was supposed to interview him at the concert. And then, time ran short and he was like, hey, I'm sorry. I was like, oh, it's cool, And so I woke up the next day, and like 40 minutes before I woke up, him and his wife had called me and were like, hey, you still got time to do that interview?
Whoa.
And I was like, thank God it wasn't like 2 hours before I woke up, where you're like, oh my God, are they on the plane already?
Yeah, no kidding, dude.
Did I just miss the interview of a lifetime?
Oh yeah, dude, I bet, bro. You sweat on those ones, those big ones, dude.
Where I woke up and I was like, did I read it? And I woke up so fast. I was like, yo, okay, let's go. And I was like, when and where? And they're like, the Capitol Hill. I was like, I can be there in 47 minutes. And I'm not even dressed. I'm like, I can be there in 47 minutes. That's what the phone's telling me.
I know, dude. Yeah, you got to go,
like,
man.
For real.
You commit and then figure it out.
For real.
So you interviewed Caskey at the Capitol?
Yeah, so
wow.
Yeah, he was like, yeah, can you meet me at the Capitol Hill? And I was like, heck yeah.
So was it outside, like?
Yeah, and it was so beautiful. There was a lot of people.
Gorgeous,
the whole parking lots were full because it was a beautiful day. Just everyone was out there enjoying the scenery, the cherry blossoms. Is that what those trees are?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, the trees out there are just so beautiful. And so we went down a side street, so no one really saw us. And then he got out, and it was so wild because, like, normally after a concert, he goes out and shoots guns, and then he gets on the plane, he dips. And I was like, man, I always wanted to hang out with him before he came for the concert, during the concert, and after the concert.
Yeah.
And I literally got to, instead of shooting guns, like, he hung out with me and the crew, Extracts, Burr, and all them brought him and stuff. And we just walked around the block, and we had the Capitol Hill behind us, and it was just so surreal because a month before that, I just covered Paris Hilton.
Yeah, we got to talk about that one, dude. That's crazy, bro.
And then, not even a month later, I cover. I'm interviewing Caskey outside of it, and then we'll talk about it in a little bit. But then a few weeks later, I interviewed the Attorney General inside his office at the Capitol Hill.
Dude, we got to I was telling a couple of my buddies, I'm like, I'm interviewing Chris Newhart. They're like, who is that? And I'm like, you got to check this guy out, dude. He's interviewed, Paris Hilton, Jackie Chan. They're like, what are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? It's really cool, dude. It's very impressive. There's not, you don't hear that every day. You know what I mean?
For real.
And so it's like, holy crap. Because the Attorney General, that one was really cool. I just want to know how you got to interview these guys. What was the process?
For real. With that one, so with Caskey real quick, go
ahead.
After that, we walked around and then we did the interview, and it was so wild because his videographer was holding my cell phone. And then afterwards he was like, hey, can you interview my videographer? We're trying to get some content on him. And I'm like, yeah. And so Caskey's holding my camera, my phone, and I'm like, can I put film by Caskey? And he's like, yeah. And I was like, yeah. And I asked him his photographer a whole nother set of questions. And we killed it first take, and everyone was like, man, that was amazing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for real.
And it was just so cool. And it was funny because the shirt he was wearing, it was a Supreme shirt with a Superman holding an American flag. And me and Superman, then we're in front of the Capitol Hill.
Dude, that's incredible. Especially with Caskey, and the Superman thing. You got tatted on your arm, bro.
For real, my name on Instagram is Chris Newhart, aka Superman. And then I got him to sign my Louis Vuitton shoes, and not only did he sign them, but I got him to do his art on there because he's an artist.
Yeah, he's an artist.
He does these skulls, and so he did
Well, the first time we talked about Caskey, he was not. He was pretty tatted up, but he got that skull tattoo on his face.
For real.
Bro, that would hurt so bad, dude.
For real.
That would hurt, man. I don't know how you go through that, dude.
For real. But then after that, we had so much fun, and then he dipped out and got on the plane, and then the Attorney General was wild because it actually took me a year to get that interview because at the time when we scheduled it, It was literally like a year ago around March, and then COVID happened. So they had shut down the Capitol Hill, and it was for, employees only at the time because of the situation. And then after that was the riots.
Yeah.
Like 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
Or more.
Yeah.
I lost count.
Dude, yeah. I mean, it felt like a couple of weeks went by where we had it every night. It almost, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and then then he had his re-election. So they're like straight up, hey, next 6 months he's busy. Understandable. So I was like, no, it's cool. Like, I'm not sweating whenever it's good for him. So it finally, time rolled around, was good, and so it was amazing because. It was in his office, and I've seen so many, important people in there, and in front of his desk and everything. I always wanted to be there, and and actually be there was just, another dream come true. And
what made you want to interview him, the Attorney General, like specifically?
Yeah, so like I've actually built a pretty good friendship with him over the past couple of years through. It was first I ran into him. It wasn't Gaming Con. It was Comic Con. AKA formerly known as FanX.
FanX, formerly known as Comic Con.
Yeah, no, I ran into him at Gaming Con first.
Okay.
And then I was, talking to him and stuff, I was all dressed up in some Resident Evil gear, like I had a SWAT vest and guns and stuff, and he was like, "Oh, I like your guns," and he showed me his guns, and he had real ones, Yeah. and then normally I take pictures with people, but I didn't know who he was. We're walking away, my friend's like, "You know who that was?" And I was like, "Who?" And he was like, "That's the Attorney General of the state of Utah." And I was like, "Why didn't you tell me when I was talking to him?" So I turned around and he was gone.
That's crazy, man.
And then I ran into him at a FanX parade. And I forget what city it was, but he was out there with Operation Underground Railroad, and there was this international journalist, Thierry Levine, and he was explaining to me, he's like, "Oh yeah, that's Sean Reyes, he's risked his life in Operation Underground Railroad missions, trying to save people from being human or sex trafficked." And there's one story where like his backup got cut out, and like he had to stall, and if he didn't stall without making sense, until his backup could arrive, and they would have figured out that he was stalling or who he was, like they could have chopped his head off and kicked him overboard and kept it pushing. Like,
whoa,
you know what I'm saying? Like, like he's not a normal person. Like he's really risked his life and his family, and he's kind of controversial for people that know. About him. Some people, have their opinions, but
sure.
I feel like out of all the politicians I've ever met in my life, like he's done more for his city and his state and his country than anyone I really know, and he's not even from here, you know what I'm saying? I'm not even from here, and I've done a lot for the state, but but it's a beautiful state, but yeah, it's just like he's done so much to help with the opioid crisis and suicide, and he's even been recognized by the president. And, he's been to the White House, as far as I know, since the Obama administration, doing great works. Him and Timothy Ballard do a lot of things. And so I covered him at that parade, and I was just talking to him, and he was taking pictures. He's like, "Hey, can you hold my cell phone and take a picture of us?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure. I'll hold the Attorney General's cell phone and take a picture." But he, was kept an eye on me, make sure I wasn't going through it or anything. But I was just like, and took a picture and then gave it back to him. I was like, "Hey, can I get a picture with you guys?" And like, yeah, and then we just kind of, I always would come and cover events because a lot of news went covers, events, and so I would come and cover them and write articles and get them out there and stuff. And so, and we just ended up having some really cool events and some that weren't cool, because human sex trafficking is a pretty heavy thing.
Yeah, that can be. Yeah, I'm an ambassador for one of the local nonprofits here, Exodus. They're focused more on aftercare. Like from the research I've done, Operation Underground Railroad is more of like the extraction part, right?
Yeah.
And while Exodus will do some of the extraction, they're mostly focused on like the aftercare of the survivors.
Right.
So they'll get them, they'll put them through job training, set them up with housing, set them up with work, set them up with classes like school, whatever they want to do to like kind of get back into it. Because yeah, dude, that's not a joke. Yeah. Go ahead, take that off, bro. That's probably hot. That's probably hot as hell. For real, dude. That's crazy.
Yeah,
man.
well, it's on a little later. We talk about I'm selling these.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's for those of you not watching. It's a what? Go ahead and explain it. It was a bulletproof vest.
Yeah.
It's a bulletproof Louis Vuitton.
For real.
Is it actually bulletproof or is it just a vest?
Yeah, no, it's actually tactical bulletproof. It takes a plate in the front and in the back. And where you see the patches, those aren't really for patches. It's for extra magazine clips.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy, dude.
For real. And I got that in brown and black Louis Vuitton. And then I also got it in Gucci. So
yeah. So you got them at Louis. Now are those... Did you get them from Louis Vuitton? Like, all right, fair enough, dude.
For real. So from what I understand, like, I had a friend and he didn't know what they were, and I had another friend that said he took it to someone that that worked for Louis Vuitton. Yeah. So from what I understand, it's a clone. So it's,
but it still looks good, dude.
Yeah. So I've never found them anywhere else, and I don't know where you can find them anywhere else. Yeah, and if they were real Louis Vuitton, then I'd be charging real Louis Vuitton prices. I think most people are lucky that it's not, because they could actually afford these from me.
That's true, dude. But those are sick, though. You can put a real plate. You can put a real plate front and back in those.
Oh yeah, I actually ordered some, and my plates were a little bit too big, but yeah, you can get like plates from AR 500, or like I'm gonna be selling these vests, and they're custom Louis V, black, brown, and soon we're working on camo, the red Supreme, and some other different designs. But then we also got the Gucci, and then I got some people that can customize the plates, so you can put your face, your rap album, your biker gang, your security squad, whatever. And then I can customize the patches too. So like if someone wants the custom vest, 2 custom plates, and 4 custom patches, then I can do that too.
Wow, dude, that's gnarly. I don't remember the last time we were talking about like your clothing line and everything you wanted to do with that. Yeah. Right. Yeah. And all that's coming to fruition, bro.
For real. Shirt, man. Yeah. My shirt, my shorts. I don't know, like, if you saw a little earlier, but I got like my patches. Yeah. You got the patches. My signature and stuff like that. And like, these were in a music video with Caskey, and
oh, wow.
Yeah. And like the Gucci, I'm still actually trying to find out if it's real or a clone. 'Cause, if it's real and it's not a clone, then obviously the prices are going to be different. But I gave one to Caskey as a present, and he was like, man, it's so beautiful. And it was funny, he went live and he's like, I might keep this and wear it at the show, or I might give it to Birdman. And I was like, oh my gosh, Birdman, I totally forgot. Like, I'll get you one. So this one's actually for Birdman.
Oh wow, dude.
Yeah, cash money. We flying any weather.
That's crazy, bro.
For real. So I'm like, just give me some pictures of you giving it to him, some video or something. But soon I'm gonna have like a couple of them on deck. Like, they come from out of the country, so it has to go through customs. Like, it's from Dubai. Like, whoever takes the time to get that material and then make it into an actual tactical vest, it goes through customs. I had to wait for mine, but my guy's starting get some up, so we got some on deck. But I'm going to try and get some on deck too, because it's obviously easier to sell them off my back.
Yeah. Seriously.
and someone doesn't have to wait 2 days or to overnight it, or 2 weeks, get through customs. But yeah, it's something that I'm starting to push now. Like, try and get some celebrity endorsements, and like use this to push my clothing brand, because I'm even thinking about putting my signature on these. And so that way, if if it does have my signature, then it didn't come from me.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
yeah, bro. No, this just makes me think of like the whole NFT space. You got Have you seen? There's a guy, Chris Lee. He's in Utah. He's a big NFT artist though. They just did Paris Hilton had that shoe NFT. Yeah, that was Chris Lee. Chris Lee's right here in Utah. Wow, dude, it's unreal. I was super surprised how like many ties Paris Hilton had to Utah.
For
like,
real.
When I saw, I follow you on Facebook, and I was like, she's here? was like, what's she doing here? Was she like testifying at the Capitol? Is that what I saw?
Yeah, it was so wild because it was the day before my birthday, and I just posted on Facebook some like positive affirmation that was like, I feel like I let go of a lot of negative energy, a lot of hurt, a lot of hate. And I was like, I just want to be around positive people that are doing positive things with themselves in the community. And I was like, I am a successful journalist. I am a successful chief marketing officer. I am, and I am going to do this. I'm going to do that. And I'm like, and the reason I'm saying that is because you're going to see it happen. And if I can speak it into existence, you can speak it into existence.
Right.
I was just trying to.
I like that. Yeah, I like that.
And so, and then next thing, as soon as I posted it, something came in my head, was like, go to the Capitol Hill. And I was like, all right, and I was in my Superman PJs and, didn't dress up or anything because I like going up there and taking pictures, walking around, taking video and watching the sunrise or set or whatever. And next thing I know, I'm there and I see like extra security and like international photographers with their super, long cameras and lenses and everything. I'm like, what is going on? Someone powerful is here. Something powerful is going on, So I'm just getting up closer, and I was in front of the Capitol Hill on the sidewalk, and next thing I know, Paris Hilton comes out, and she's like in a presidential security squad, and they're coming out hot and fast. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I bet.
And I'm sure she saw me because I was standing right there as they were leaving and pulling away, and I was wearing Superman pajama pants. It's like kind of hard to miss me. And a pink sweater, I think, and an army hat.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, true Chris Newhart right there. Good for you, man.
For real. And I was just like, bro, what guy doesn't want to run to Paris Hilton? But it wasn't in the club. It was at the Capitol Hill.
Right.
And she was testifying against the abuse that she received at a school out here. And it wasn't just a school out here. She'd received abuse from several schools. And so she was actually out here testifying to pass a bill, and the bill got unanimously passed. So then she went to the Supreme Court to get passed across, the whole nation.
Yeah.
And last time I checked, I haven't checked recently, but I think it's still in the process of, getting, going through everything. But it was just amazing, that whole experience and the energy and the vibe. And then when I found out why she was there and what she was doing and how important it was, it made me like feel a certain type of way, because it was like, she was the first social media influencer ever, really, and now she, it's not just now, but she's using her platform for something very positive and powerful. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people don't really know what kind of successful businesswoman she is. They just see the network television, which I'm sure, a lot of people are like, oh, well, she only want them to see that side, but who knows, but at the end of the day, she runs 19 businesses and is an international DJ and runs a resort out of the Philippines. So she's definitely not stupid or lazy, and then the trauma that she received, and to push through that and persevere, and now, helping other women that went through that to hopefully never go through that again. If you watch her documentary, they have like some animated parts of it, and it just, hit my heart and soul. And she's like, in this scene where she's like, caged, and she's just, the only thing that got her through it was just the thought of getting out and making a change. And now it's, time later, and she got out and she's making a change, and it's just a testament to the mind and willpower and everything. And it's, amazing. Like, watching her movie, the documentary that just came out about her, like, she's on a time schedule. Like, I thought I was on a time schedule. Like, she, every single second
is like she's laid rolling, out. Bro.
You know what I'm saying? So to fit some fun in between that, and get some time off here and there is, very important, but not easy,
No,
so
for sure,
that kind of life is, it is what it is. But, kudos to her for, getting through it and then making something of herself and being a survivor and not just a victim,
Oh, for sure. Oh, excuse me. When I saw that, I was like, that was really cool. And I heard, what she was doing, and I've never thought, like, I haven't followed Paris Hilton's like career very close. Like, I'm not into like network TV or like reality TV or anything like that. But I have heard, like, on the business side of things, that she is like, you know, and most of these people, you know, who do this network TV, like they don't play around. This might just be like something they're doing for fun or to help get their name out there, their brand out there. But you know what I mean? They don't mess around in real life. You know what I'm saying?
For real.
And what I've learned is, you know, from studying these people and like just watching them, like they have a really good team.
Oh,
you know what I mean? If they can't figure it out, they know someone who does, and that's good, right?
Oh yeah, like Harry Truman. He's like, I might not know how to do everything, but I got like 50 people that do. I just hit a button for, you know, which one I need, you know?
That'd be great, dude.
For real. That's why I tell people, I'm like, you think Snoop Dogg is Snoop Dogg? Like, no, he's got like 100 people helping him.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I mean, he's got a good team. Yeah.
You know, and it's like, I saw someone that was like, you know, they did this, a TED Talk, and they're like, you know, everyone wants to go viral. Everyone wants to go viral. And he's like, I did. I got 1 million people overnight. And he's like, it didn't mean shit, and I couldn't do nothing with it for about 1.5 years till I had a team.
Yeah, no kidding, bro.
And it's like,
I mean, it's true, dude.
For real, teamwork makes the dream work. You can only do so much by yourself. You know, and go so far.
I know, dude. I'm starting to learn that right now. Like, I'm running this. I feel not like Russ, but I feel like the beginning of Russ. You know, because I do this all myself, right? Set up the camera, hit play, get all the equipment. You know what I'm saying? And it's tough without a team, dude. Like,
for real,
dude, I get it, bro.
I did it by myself for years, yo.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, but you have to start real. Like that,
and you have to, because in that way you know what you're talking about when you try to fill those roles. When you get a photographer or an engineer or an editor or, you know, a sound guy, you know what I'm saying? That way, at least you know a little bit what you're talking about. You don't have to be a master in it, but you can be like, hey, bro.
Yeah, you know enough to get away with it,
right?
To be dangerous. That's what I always say. I'm like, I don't, you know. I do believe in jack of all trades, master of none, because you got to know what you're talking about. When, you know, like if you want to find an audio guy, like what I've learned is, or like a video producer, like you have to know like what to tell them, right? Because they can't read your mind. So you have to know enough to like be dangerous, right? So that's what I say. I go like, you know ugh to be dangerous, and then move on to the next. You know what I'm saying? Because if you know enough to be dangerous, then if something falls through the cracks, you know what to do enough to get it through, right?
For real. You juggle and stuff, you can drop a ball and you keep it going and not just give up, you know?
Yeah,
and that's what's crazy about COVID is I feel like, you know, companies and entrepreneurs have gotten through this. You know, it's like, man, if we can get through this, we can get through anything now, you know?
yeah, dude, for real. And I totally see that, dude. And that's one thing that I'm trying to like transition to is like, I feel like everybody needs a podcast. And so that, I feel like that's part of like this little point in my life is like to help as many people realize that and like, and not only realize it, but realize the vision and like get it done. You know what I'm saying?
For real. That's dude. How I'm living my life, you know?
yeah, dude. Seriously, man. But so let me ask you this. How do you prepare for interviews?
For me like, getting interviewed or me interviewing someone?
No, you interviewing somebody. Like, how do you prepare for that? Like, how do you know, like Paris Hilton or Sean Reyes or Caskey or something like that? Like, how do you prepare to like have a fun interview?
Well, Paris Hilton, I couldn't prepare.
You weren't prepared for that. But there's some interviews like that. Yeah. You know, like I remember having those where like, hey, dude, this guy's really cool, but he can do it. You know, you got to do it quick. Like, I haven't released this one yet, but I interviewed Drew Manning, the Fit to Fat to Fit guy. Yeah. And that was really fun, but it was kind of short notice because he was busy and we were trying to work it out. And I was like, all right, let's go. And so I tried to do as much as I could, you know, with all my things going on. So I've been there, but like normally, like if you have enough time to prepare, like what do you normally do?
Yeah. So I just try and research my subject as much as possible. And then I try and watch previous interviews to make sure I don't ask the same question that's already been asked.
Interesting.
You know, so then that way it makes
be boring.
Yeah, because then it makes your interview that much more special. Because if you go and ask them 5 or 6 questions and that's already been asked in 2 or 3 different interviews, then anyone that's actually following that person is going to be like, bruh, like you didn't get nothing
saw this. Yeah.
Like, you know,
I just heard it just a different time.
Yeah. You know, so you want to try and get at least, you know, something different, something new. It might not have to be every single question, but, you know, at least something. And then I just try and get as personal as possible, you know, because like I try and, you know, ask people something that they really enjoy or love about. Like I love asking people, you know, like what's some advice that they give to someone that's following their footsteps? Because if I'm interviewing an athlete or a musician or another interviewer or a CEO, all of them are going to have a different answer.
Yeah, that's usually a good one. Yeah, that's a good one. But
sometimes they might have the same answer, like don't give up, you know, or, you know, something like that. But, well,
you know, I remember watching this movie and I can't remember the title of it, but, you know, it's a boxer. And I mean, it's the typical like movie that we love, right? That like this guy is on the top, then he gets hurt and now he's got to fight his way back to the top. And anyway, he's fighting, you know, this boxer's fighting his way back to the top after he like was seriously hurt. And so a reporter asked him like, what was the biggest lie that someone ever told you? And the boxer goes, it's not that simple. And, you know, the reporter goes, what do you mean? And he's like, no, that was the lie. It's like, it's not that simple. He's like, it is. Like if someone says you can't do it and then you do it, you just did. Yeah. You know what I mean? And so like, I like to ask those questions too, even if you get the same answer, because it's just like that reinforcement that's like, dude, this is it, right? Like, what do we like, why are we making this so hard?
For real.
You know, why did I listen to 14 hours of books and podcasts to, you know, to hear the same thing? Like, just do it. You know what I mean? That's why I like the Nike slogan, dude.
Yeah. And if you're an interviewer, like ask the questions that you want to ask too. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't want to be like, you want to feel like when you walk out of it that you actually got something out of it that you want to know too, you know, not necessarily just all your listeners want to know, or like you said, like, you know, if you want to ask the same question, ask it, because you might get a different answer. I know when I interviewed Caskey, I know I purposely asked him a question that everyone asked him, but I wanted to ask him that question and see what his reaction was, because it was a cool question. You know, it was like, you know, what was it like, you know, for Birdman to sign you to Cash Money Records? You know, what was that feeling like? What was going through your head? What was it like sitting there and it, you know, going from, you know, dreaming to being real and surreal, you know?
Yeah, dude.
And, but I think one of the most on-spot interviews I probably ever did was 420V Boys. We're on the set for a music video.
Oh, dude, I love those guys.
For real.
I love those guys, man.
For real. And they're like, yeah, you want to be in the music video? And I was like, yeah, sure. And I was like,
was that the one you guys did in Central Utah? What is that? Blunt or...
Yeah,
Blunt
Utah.
that
Blunt blowing. Yeah, and we were at Utah Hempton's field.
That's
right. It was
right,
a CBD
dude.
Field. Yeah,
that's great, dude.
It was so great because I'd never been on a field like that before, and just to see that much CBD and to smell it everywhere and everything.
Well,
it was just
dude,
so
I mean,
amazing.
it smells just like marijuana.
For real, it looks like it
too. Yeah, I mean, it's all the same, dude. But you know what was funny was, you know, when you were talking about like manifesting and you're talking about these things, what I like about that is I heard this story one time that was, you know, this guy gets I heard it on Impact Theory. And anyway, the whole story leads back to this. You got to go watch it, but the whole story leads back to this idea. And I was just listening to a podcast with Andrew Schultz today that said the same thing. That was this idea that like you got to feel like not only do you have to manifest it, but like you have to experience it too. So like when you know, and I guess that's part of manifesting it, right? Is this idea that you're not only are you visualizing what you want to do. You know what I mean? But you're also, not only are you visualizing, but you're also like feeling it, you know, like you're feeling what it's like to be there. You're feeling what it's like to do these things. You know what I mean? You're feeling like what it's like to have the money or have the prize or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like, from my research recently, like what kind of blew my mind open a little bit more was, you know, the secret they say is, you know, thinking positive and being positive, because what you put out into the universe is what you'll attract and bring back to you, right?
For sure, yeah.
So like you have to take that to another level, because you can't just sit there and just think positive that you're going to be a successful CEO and that you're going to have Bentley and that you're going to have an empire. You have to actually, you know, work towards it. But while you're working towards it, it's good to immerse yourself in those situations. So like if your dream car is a Bentley or a Lamborghini, or if it's a Ford truck or whatever it is, bro, like go down to that dealership, walk around, sit in the vehicle if they'll let you test drive it, because they're not going to let you test drive a Bentley unless you can show how much that you make enough money a year.
Well, I've worked at those luxury dealerships. They'll let you test drive it on the way home.
Yeah.
After you buy it.
Yeah.
But I get what you're saying.
But you could still be
look at it.
Yeah, you can look at it. You could sit in it. You know what I'm saying? Usually, you know, or you know what I'm saying? And be around that and smell that rich leather. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that
Feel
new car
it.
smell, dude.
You know what I'm saying? And embrace your feelings in that. And then that is going to attract that energy even more than you just sitting at home looking at a picture of it, you know, because that's still good.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, feel it, you know what I mean?
Feel it, embrace it, put yourself into that. You know, if you want to be a successful business person, go to successful business people meetings. You know, like, I'm not a millionaire or billionaire. I don't I didn't go to a prestigious college. I don't have 5 generations of wealth, but I end up finding meetings and being around millionaires and billionaires. You know what I'm saying? And it didn't stop me. You know, I mean, I might have had a crappy car and parked all the way in the back of the parking lot so no one saw me getting out, you know, but I still dressed up, you know, and played the part, you know, and no one knows, you know, no one's going to be like, what's your bank account? You know what I'm saying? Like,
right. But if you, and that was kind of
unless you're trying to get a Bentley.
Unless you're trying to get a Bentley, bro, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, no, what I was going to say was, that was part of this story that I heard. And it was cool. Like, this guy, you know, that he has this guy, he's failing his school, and he's failing school, and he takes the SAT, and I guess that year, like, there was a lot of people, I'm butchering this story, but there was a lot of people who took the test. There was a few people who took the test and got the wrong scores. So he ended up scoring like a 1420 on the SAT, which is like insane.
Yeah.
It's like a really good score. But he finds out later that he didn't. But between the time that he got the score and the time that he found out that he didn't, he had done all these, like, he ended up passing high school flying colors, ended up getting his, you know, bachelor's degree and beyond, and like really doing this. And the point of the story was like, don't, you know, he's like, what changed for this guy was that he started acting like a 1410. You know what I'm saying? He started, he believed that he was, and he started acting like it and doing the things that those guys did. And he ended up being successful. And when I heard that story, to me, that was manifesting. You know what I'm saying? It was like, experience the whole thing, do the thing. You know what I'm saying?
For real. Have you ever watched Aqua Teen Hunger Force?
No.
Oh, man.
No, I haven't, bro. But now this is getting interesting. So tell me what's up, bro.
Oh, no. Like, it's like, it was funny because they have this one character that's just so stupid. He's just like a meat wad, and he's just made of meat. But there's just this episode where he thinks he's a genius, and so he got a brain. He thought he got a brain in the mail, I think it was. And so he just, you know, put it in. He's like, oh, I'm smarter now, you know. I got a real brain. I'm a real boy, you know. And so he actually like started, because he didn't walk. He just rolled. He was just a ball of meat. But he started rolling through walls and making things move with his mind and everything. And it was because he, you know, believed in it. You know what I'm saying? And then one of his roommates was like, oh, you know, it's a cat toy. You know, it's just a squeak toy, and took it out of his head and was squeaking it and everything. He's like, so I'm not really smart? And he's like, no, it's just a toy. And then all the things that he was moving with his mind just dropped down to the floor, you know. And it's like, bro.
It's weird how you find all these things. Like, I was just talking with Angela Elstein and Kay the dog. Angela Elstein is the owner of the complex, one of the owners of the complex.
Heck yeah.
And you know, and we were talking, we spent a good minute talking about like Frozen 2, because it's so weird that you can get these really cool, that there's all these really cool symbolism in these weird places. Like we were talking about Frozen 2, you know, that's a great like analogy of like how this actually works. You know what I mean? And you got it from Aqua Teen Hunger Force, and it's just, but it's so strange that like in these weird places you would find these like very powerful messages. That you know, that you can believe in yourself, and then you can start doing amazing things, and inevitably your friends will try to tear you down. They'll tell you that it's not real, and if you believe that, everything falls.
Yeah, it's so weird because when we grow up, our parents tell us that there's magic and to believe in Santa Claus and all these things, and then as you get older, they're like, hey, we're just playing, you know what I'm saying? Like, fooled you, you know. But it's like, no, magic is real, and the power of the mind. Like, literally since December of last year, since the alignment of the planets to usher in the dawn of Aquarius. Like, I don't know if that had something to do with, you know, me believing in myself more and stuff like that, but because I'm Aquarius, so I was like, oh, this is my time to shine, you know. So, but it's just like literally anything I put my mind to recently, it happens, and it's been happening overnight, and it's kind of spooky, you know, but it's cool. But, you know, I'm just trying to like be more focused and be make sure, be careful what you ask for, because you just might get it, you know. And I've, you know, experienced that, you know. Sometimes I'm like, okay, I got this, and it's like, man, I don't really want this, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, and like we were talking before, like some things aren't your forever job, you know, and stuff. But it's just, but I'm just like, I just tell everyone, I'm just like, man, just anything you put your mind to is possible. I mean, most of these billionaires, I was reading the other day, I think like 40 or 50% of them didn't come from money.
Yeah.
They earned it.
Yeah, they did. It wasn't inherited. I was reading that statistic. There's very few people who inherited their millions.
Yeah, and basically it's all mainly through mindset. The difference between a lot of successful people and not successful people is a lot of people, they wake up, they're running late to go to work, they're eating out of a cereal box, you know, they go to work, they come home, watch TV, go to bed. But what the other people do is that they wake up earlier so they can get stuff done. So so they wake up like maybe an hour or two early, and then they're not rushing, and then they can wake up and meditate. Meditation is a big thing. First 5-10 minutes of the day and last 5-10 minutes of the day, and then like working out, keep your body healthy, eat something healthy, take a shower, then go to work. You know what I'm saying? And
have
you're not
a routine,
rushing. And then that way, like, and then read a book or something, you know, study, go to school or whatever. So that way at the end of the month, you're a little bit healthier from going to the gym. Your mind's a little bit healthier from meditation. You've read a book, you know, you're a little bit smarter. You know what I'm saying? It's just all baby steps. People are like, I don't have time to read a book. I don't have time to go to the gym. I don't have time to do this. Well, bro, like COVID just gave you a year off. But in the meantime, all you got to do is like wake up an hour or two before your day, and you got time. You know, so it's just changing your mindset, and it's just like anything is possible. Because it was funny, I saw this great mentor, his name's Christopher Terry, and he was just like he got like 5 people stand up, and he'd go up to him, and he'd be like, and he'd look at one, he's like, oh yeah, you're right, I shouldn't ask the girl out that I love. Oh yeah, you're right, I shouldn't go after the job that I love. Oh yeah, you're right, I shouldn't buy the car that I want. You know, and by the time you're done listening to everyone else telling you what you shouldn't do, you're not doing what you want, you know, for what, you know? So, and it's like, it's like, do what you want, as long as you're not hurting anyone, as long as you're not raping anyone, as long as you're not robbing and killing and stealing, as long as you're not doing no wild shit. It's like, then who cares? As long as you're happy, and other people around you aren't happy that you're happy, then you don't need them in your life. That's simple.
Kick some people out, bro.
For real. Like, why are you mad I got a new car? Like, why are you hating on a new car?
Right. Well, and because some people,
you know how hard I worked for this.
And some people can't take it. You know, it's like that old, you know, it's in almost every like culture, but I like the Russian one because I'm Russian, but well, you know,
I learned a little bit. I'm a
Hawaiian,
Russian.
Yeah, part Hawaiian, part Russian. That's me. But there's an old, you know, this fable of the scorpion and the frog, and the scorpion can't get across the lake, and so he asks this frog, and the frog's like, well, no, that doesn't make any sense, right? And so, you know, the frog ends up giving him a ride. Right, the scorpion a ride, and then halfway through the lake, and the scorpion convinces the frog, because he's like, if I sting you, we'll both die. Right, and the frog's like, okay. So then he starts taking the scorpion across the lake, and by the time about halfway through the lake, the scorpion like stings the frog in the back, and the frog said, "Why did you do that?" And the scorpion's like, "What do you mean? I'm a scorpion." You know what I'm saying? For
real, it's in my nature.
Yeah, it's in my nature, right? Like, what did you think I was going to do? Right, I couldn't help myself. And so sometimes you got to recognize those scorpions in your life, bro.
For real.
And sometimes you got to ditch them. And sometimes they're okay with, if it hurts them to hurt you, like they're okay with that, and that's scary, bro.
Scary.
You know what I'm saying? And those fables are different. That's probably one of the only animal fables where the scorpion will put themselves in danger just to hurt you, because they know that you can do something that they can't. And when they feel that, they'll they'll start, dude. And then it's like, and then you get put in the mindset of, you know what, I just got to keep moving no matter who I lose on the way or who I gain on the way. Like I got to do my own thing because
for real, not all your friends and family are built like you are, you know, and like Al Capone said, I'd rather have 4 quarters than 100 pennies.
That's true, dude. It's so true, man.
For real.
It's just one of those things, you know, where you just got to focus on you. I like what Gary Vee says. He doesn't listen to the hate and he doesn't listen to the love. Because if he's happy, if he's doing what he loves, if he's peaceful, then that's his right path.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
For real.
And that's crazy, bro. That's a good one, dude.
For real. Yeah, it's so wild because like Caskey was just talking about haters, and it's just like I get haters and hate all the time. People like, why do you want to wear a bulletproof vest? Like it's more than just a fashion thing for me. Like like I don't have like super hairs like that. Like but I used to. I had one that like threatened my life and my business. Yeah. And then like when I'm with the Attorney General, like we were with the Attorney General of Haiti who had arrested 12 crooked judges. Yeah. So every room we were in had to have bulletproof glass.
Who'd you interview? Was that Sean Reyes?
Well, one of the times I was covering one of his events, the Attorney General of Haiti was there in attendance with us as well. Okay. So every room we were in had to have bulletproof glass, you know.
Because he was just in that much danger.
Yeah.
Like, well, I mean, not danger, but like anything could have happened.
Yeah, like
because of what he was trying to do.
Yeah, and I couldn't post anything of, you know, why we're there, you know, not giving away his location. You know, I had like wait till he was gone and gave him some time. So by the time people saw my stuff, they're like, they don't know he's there right now. You know,
yeah, dang, bro. Well, there's another version of that frog and the scorpion story. It's like I think this one comes from Persia, but it's the scorpion and the turtle, where the turtle gives the scorpion a ride, but this time the scorpion tries to sting the turtle and he hits the shell. You know what I'm saying? Right. He's like, well, I was going to help you, but I knew you were going to sting me. Like, and sometimes that happens, bro. Sometimes you help people, even though you know it's not a good thing. Like if it's your family or something like that. And, but you still got to protect yourself. You know,
for real.
One of my best friends, Dre Rocca, he's one of the DJs for U92.
Heck yeah.
And he'll always tweet and he'll always post on his social media like protect your light. And to me that's what that is. You know what I mean?
For real.
You know,
because a lot of monsters and stuff will see that light and
people try to take
advantage of it, you know.
And it, you know, either maliciously or not, right? They'll try to rob it because they don't have it.
For real, that's like I'm like, why do I have haters? You've seen how much I've done for the community,
dude,
and kids and the elderly. Like
you posted a few things, and I'm like, and I, you know, I'm not. You were like, I've got to leave a few people behind and things like that, and I'm like, who would hate on Chris? Like, you know what I mean? I'm just like, what? I love it, but we're built different.
For real,
we're built different.
There was one person that physically tapped me and my wife on Facebook, and I was just like, I didn't even delete it.
I think I saw that.
Yeah, some rapper.
Yeah, I was like, what are you doing? What is this guy doing?
Do you know who you're talking to?
It's like, yeah, I looked at that and I was like, who is this kid, man?
The way he was talking, it was
and
like,
sometimes
bro.
Those guys are like chasing clout.
Oh yeah, that's what everyone's telling me. They're like, yeah, he's just trying to get clout, you know, beefing with you. And I'm like, bro, he just probably lost his career and a lot more because these streets don't play around when you talk about me and my wife like that.
Yeah, well, and like before you lose it before you ever had it.
For real,
I didn't even know. I'm like, who is
for real? By the way, he did change his name.
You know, but I'm like, but I was like, I probably wouldn't have listened to you before, but for sure now I'm not. You know, you know what I mean? It's like,
who is this guy for real? Like, why are you talking to me like?
Because I'm super loyal like that. Like, even if I don't know you, but I've got a few friends who you've wronged, you know, like that. Like I don't like, you know, I'm not about that, you know, because I'm almost loyal to a fault. I'm learning boundaries, but yeah, dude, like, yeah, when I saw that, I was like, all right, that's stupid.
For real? I was like, why you want smoke, bro? Like, you don't even know me. Yeah. And then some big person in the community reached out to me and they're like, yo, what's going on? And I'm like, bro, I don't even know. Like, I mean, I don't even want to get into it. Like, I understood a little bit, but he was like, yo, it's squash this. And I was like, for real? Like, I'm definitely not about violence.
We're
like, I might take pictures with guns and music videos, but I'm not out there using them. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah. But you know what's funny is like we're just built different, dude. When I see someone I like, we're friends, who's successful, like that doesn't take away from my success. You know what I'm saying? Like we can all grow
For
together.
Real. It's like if you look good, I look good. Like,
yeah. And some people, if they see your success, they're like, that means I don't get any, and they live in this scarcity mindset, and that's just not the case.
For real. And you see me, I'm like, yo, let's come and make this money together.
Dude,
like,
there's enough, bro. You know what I mean? There's enough, dude. And so when I see stuff like that, I'm just like, you guys, I mean, don't waste it, right? You only have so much, you only have so many vibrations, and you only have so much energy. Don't waste it on stupid crap like worrying about other people, dude.
For real, especially beefing and all that shit. Yeah, it's like, dude, who cares? Like,
it doesn't matter, bro. Life goes on. That's the crazy thing, is like life goes on. Like, people get so like, the now is eternity, and eternity keeps moving with or without you. And by the way, it moves with you, like, because we're eternal beings, and life moves on, and we can either run with it or get dragged. For like real. That, you know what I'm saying? Like, and so don't get dragged, dude. Just run. For real. Just get up and live and go do your thing, man. You know what I'm saying? For real. Jeez. Dude.
It's like, I don't get what people get out of putting people down or making fun of them.
They don't get anything. They don't get anything, bro. You're just bitter. And people like feel that too. Like when you're around a bitter person, you can tell.
That's why I love being so positive and happy, because it pushes most of the negative people away because they can't take it, you know?
Right, yeah, man. And you can tell when they're bitter. You can tell when they don't mean it. And that's just, we're built like that, you know?
For real.
Yeah, dude, that's crazy, bro. But dude, I'm glad to hear everything's going good with you, man. I'm glad to hear like Iries doing good. Your journals are doing good. Your journalism's doing good. You got your business doing good, man. I'm happy, bro.
For real.
It's dope.
It's so wild. And like, it's like leaking out a little bit that I'm like public relations for a record label. So that's going to be coming out soon.
Hey, bro. Dude, I'm excited when it drops, man. For real. That'll be good, dude.
I can't wait to talk more about it.
People are, you're hustling, dude. You know what I mean? And that's what this is about. You just keep going. For real. And something sticks. And I don't know. I think the generation of like, I know the generation of work at a company and work for 40 years and get the gold watch. Like those days are over, dude. Like,
there's more better options.
Dude. Yeah, and we're moving. Like, and everybody moves.
It's called progress, and I'm addicted to it.
Yeah. Right on, dude. Well, bro, thanks for being here again with me. Owner of Iries Place. Do you have a website for your clothing company?
Not yet, but I'm working on it. Okay. But we got my family-owned restaurant, Iries Place, on Instagram. Then we got Gorilla Mafia Entertainment LLC, or GME Productions, on IG. Heck yeah. And you can follow all the latest and greatest interviews and what's next up, and stuff.
That's what's up, bro.
For real.
Well, good. Well, nice to see you, bro. Again.
For real, it's a pleasure as always, and greatly appreciate. Much love and respect to everyone.
Yes, sir.